Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt, and finally, fucking finally, I got my hands on Banished, right? I've been waiting for this game for quite some time. I first saw it on our games on Reddit, and I was like, ooh, this looks pretty dope. I love sim-building, tycoon-esque type games. I don't know why I'm into them. I love RimWorld. I tried liking Prison Architect, but that to me was way too fucking complicated. But this one seems like fun, and I think what I dig about this game is the fact that, yeah, you are building a town. It's going to fuck you. Life is going to fuck you, but not in the way like RimWorld fucks you, which is where the way that the coding is, if you get far too many people in your village, it will send far more raiders after you to kill you, basically always keeping you on your toes. This one is basically resource management and survival. For me, totally down with that, but I'm not going to start my town right away. I need to learn how to play it, and I figure so do you, right? So this is the tutorial. We're going to go through the tutorials for this game, and we're going to start off with the getting started. We'll go through survival, food production, and trade. That's what this video is all about. So let's get right into it here. By the way, this game is from Shining Rock Studios. It is developed, coded, written, programmed, all by one dude. One guy did this game, and it's DRM free. It's only 20 bucks on Steam, GOG, Humble, and the site itself. It's so cool. So I have to support something like this simply because this to me is this is what I dig about indie games. You know, as much as I like AAA games, I love indie games because of all this. The excitement you get for playing something that someone or so few people created with no semblance of social justice bullshit. So, anyway, moving on with the title. Let's see. Welcome to Banished. In this game, you control a group of exiled travelers who decide to restart their lives in a new land. You have to help them survive. Press next to continue. Okay. Alright, at any time in the tutorial, you can access the options by pressing this button or escape. Alright. Good to know. Okay, so the WASD keys, move it around. Alright. Good to know there. I can rotate by pressing Q or E. Okay. Nice. And I can zoom the camera in and out by using insert and delete or the scroll wheel on the camera. Alright, on the wheel, mouse wheel. I'll just do that. Alright, and then I can change the pitch of the camera with the page up. That's as far down the pitch I can go, and this is as high. Isometric third-person view, my personal favorite from playing GTAs. And everything. So, alright. All the keyboard keys are configurable to blah, blah, blah. Alright. Now that you're familiar with the movement controls, it's time to start playing. The people you control need 3 things to survive: shelter, food, and a way to keep warm in the winter. You might notice that some people have this icon floating over their heads. All of them do. That means that townsfolk don't have a place to live. Alright, gotta build them a house. Build them a house. See, here's what I like those. You can select the highlighted area for a house right here. Right, placing a building will leave footprint where this to be built. To get the town flow starts construction, you have to collect wood for the structure and stone for the foundation. Okay, fine. You can cut down trees or remove rocks from the landscape by using destruction tools. This one. Alright, let's select all that. They can go do all that. And now I need to select the stockpile. So, I'm going to zoom out a bit for the stockpile. Just because... Oh, look at that tree! It went down! Alright, town folks are harvesting. Like, look at this, though. Like, they're harvesting the... Looks like there's, you know, tree goes down there, timber, doing all that stuff. Okay. Townsperson can cut down any tree or move materials from one place to another. Some jobs require specialized workers. In the case of construction, you'll need to assign builders. Alright. Okay. I was watching TV's WTF video on this last night, and one of the problems is you're going to have to really get these windows set up. Because they come not default standard. You're going to have to open them yourself. So for right now, I'm just going to follow the rules of the tutorial, but that is something to keep in mind for the future. The builders can now begin construction on the house. Just one house isn't enough. You'll need 3 more to give families a place to live. Once again, click on housing. Click on housing. Alright, I'm going to rotate that. See, if you notice, it's got like the... no, I don't need to rotate the screen. Let me rotate that. T or R will rotate... that directly. Okay, and now it comes time to speed up production. This allows you to really see what they're doing here. It's like watching a time-lapse video of ants devouring a corpse. Or not. Okay, so this will take a little bit of time because you got to go through and build. And this is like the only downside of these kind of games is it's the waiting. You know what I mean? It's just that it's not as bad as free-to-play games by any stretch of the imagination. But while they're doing that, let's take about another minute or so. Let's look and see at this map we're at right now. Like, look and see how big this is. It just looks like a general standard map, right? Although it's definitely curved. If you notice, the screen itself is moving down and whatever. But at the same time, alright, it's almost ready. Houses are almost ready to go. But all of this is buildable. All of this is you can basically make this part of your village. Although I don't think you'll be able to make it very big. Alright, let's see. Great, you've built the houses for all the new townsfolk. That may have seemed like a lot of work for a few houses, but now you know how to build anything. Aha! To build any structure, place the building footprint. The citizens will clear the area, then collect enough resources to build the structure. As long as there are citizens assigned to builders, they will take care of the rest. People are going to need food. Are also starve. They can acquire food in a variety of ways. They can hunt, gather, and fish, plant crops, grow orchards, raise livestock. If the people are close to starving to death, the hunger icon will appear above their heads. Alright, let's make sure they get some food. Set up a fishing. Alright, rotate that. Set up a little fishing village, little fishing thing. Okay, now let's select professions. I need 4. 4. Alright, citizens. Okay. Let's see, you may notice this icon above some citizens' heads. This means that the workers you've assigned don't have a place to work. As soon as the fishing dock is complete, they will start working and the icon will disappear. Okay, any window can be moved around. Close that one out for right now. Wait until the fishing dock is built. Again, the building process takes time. So that's good. But let's continue looking around like the rest of the world and stuff, because it won't take long to build that. They're building that pretty quick. But just like look at this right here, like this pool here. You can build bridges. You can set up like little areas over here, divide up your village, your marketplace. Traders will come, nomads will come. Oh, time to build. I didn't even see that. Alright, rotate this around. Let's build us some roads. Alright, so the thing I like though is it allows me to select the highlighted path all at once and not like individually select each road, which I think it will allow for some ease in developing the roadways. That was one thing in RimWorld I always had trouble with, and that was building like the road for people to go faster. I just never thought it was something worthwhile, but here it will seem to work. Alright, so the same builders that construct buildings will prepare the road for use. After they perform construction, the townsfolk will move faster when traveling on roads. Awesome. As the town grows and more workers produce food and other resources from many locations, it's useful to see an overview of what the town is available. Alright, hit this button and then this button. Alright, we're in early summer, year 1. We've got 10 adults, no students, and 6 children. It's 78 degrees. Looks like it's partly cloudy. Average health of citizens is okay, and average happiness is okay. We need more alcohol, obviously. 0 stored alcohol. What are we, savages? Alright, let's see. In this overview, you can see the amount of stored construction materials, food, firewood, clothing, and tools. You can also see current population, average health, i.e. hearts, and happiness, i.e. stars, as well as the current weather, which I already just went over, and I'm rereading it to you now. When food and other consumable goods are produced, they need to be stored somewhere. Until now, the people have been placing everything in the cart that they arrived with. So, build a barn. Barn. It's a barn. Yeah, we're guards. Alright, but you see this still? I can't place it like this because the arrows don't line up. So, it does give you a path, which is nice. Alright, so it looks like an overview tool. You can see that there aren't enough logs left to build a storage. I need to cut down some more trees. So, essentially, let's cut down some trees. We're going to take this whole area. I'm deforesting like a motherfucker. Alright. People need to stay warm in the winter, so I need to build myself a... What's it called? Woodcutter. Duh. I can crack myself up. If the town folk are in danger of freezing to death, then this icon will appear over their heads. If they are overly cold, the people will return home and go to the closest warm building they can find. Alright, so this icon will also appear over homes that don't have any firewood available for heating. So guys always got to remember firewood's a plus. Let's crank this up to 10. But look at this here, this deer, and like they're in your town. But look at this, look at like the, You know, those deer are grazing for a long period of time. Like, they've been grazing for almost an entire season in one location. Those are going to be some fat-ass deer. They haven't moved. Look at this summer. I was just at early summer. Right? Let's just see here. Hold on. How long they've been grazing right there. It's still, they're going at it. They're just like, they are hungry. Alright, so it looks like my storage barn's getting done, and still have to wait for this though. But just like, the level of detail on this is very cool. And everything. So I don't know, I just really dig. How far down can you go? Like the trees are all shaded, they all got their shadows. Alright. People need firewood. I'm still trying to build that up. Now it's late summer. It took almost an entire season for those deer to stop grazing. Right? They were just like stagnant for weeks. Any hunter could have easily killed them. Just saying. You know, not the smartest deer in the world. But I guess they lived, so good on them. I can't wait for mods to come out for this game. Alright, you can assign worker profession. Okay, so I gotta click this dude and give him one worker, right? So a worker will now start producing firewood. He or she will move logs from stockpiles and cut them into firewood. Okay, awesome. Alright. What do I need to... Oh yeah, destroy this thing. Fuck you, cart. You are gonna die. And then now we speed up time to destroy the cart. It's not like, you know, fire would do anything. And there's that. With some maintenance and a little luck, a small town like this will survive for many years. The children will grow up, become workers, and have children of their own. New houses can be built, and the town can continue to expand. If at any point you need help with something in the game, or a description of how building or tool works, you can refer to the in-game help by pressing this one and this one. Yay! Alright, so we're going to go to the next section, which would be survival. So that was the general basics, which it's an interesting setup. The game, it doesn't look like it's super difficult, right? But it feels like it's got this really fun, addictive quality to it, you know? Like, not... It's more... I don't want to say it's, like, stressful. It's something you can... It's not like you're going to be always trying to work off fighting invaders, you know? Like, RimWorld gets very stressful very quick. This feels like it's going to be more enjoyable to just build this community and watch it grow. Like, you get to see the fruits of your labor expand over time. To an extent, to me, this feels very similar to what Peter Molyneux was pushing for the original Fable, of your actions will dictate the way that the city, the way that the world progresses. And here you actually get to see this over time with people like expanding and children being born and students and everything like that. I really dig that particular concept. So, okay, now we're on survival. Alright, as the town grows, additional specialized buildings can help make survival easier. In this tutorial, you'll build a work area for blacksmiths, tailors, herbalists, and foresters. Alright, place a blacksmith. Click on this motherfucker. Click on that motherfucker. And select that. There we go. Alright. And of course, crank it up to 10. Oh, to 5, apparently. Place a tailor. Where is that guy? Alright, let's set you up there. And an herbalist way out here in the woods because he's growing his wacky tobacco. Probably. Oh, finally a forester's large. Let's build the forester's large. Okay. Alright, that... Oh, no. That guy... Ah, come on, select that. Alright, now... Let's assign jobs to citizens. So, can I move this up here? That would be easier. That's going to have me close it in a second anyway. Alright, let's give someone a tailor, someone an herbalist, and someone a forester. 2 people foresters, 3. There we go. More people doing that. But I've got 22 actual adults living here and 12 children. So that works out. Alright. We will speed up the progression. And that's another thing too, like, in terms of this being similar to RimWorld, because both of the games, they have, it is very much like base building elements, right? Except with RimWorld, you have your people are generally the same, you know, or like they'll have their sorry, not the same. They'll have their different attributes, you know. Certain people won't be able to do certain things. Here, I think anyone can pretty much do anything. All right. Okay. All the workers need tools to efficiently do their jobs. If a citizen doesn't have a tool, the following icon will appear over their head. Tools eventually wear out and need to be replaced. The blacksmiths can make new ones. Let's click on the blacksmith. Alright, the blacksmith will use logs and iron to make new tools. Here you can see the inventory of what the blacksmith has and storage to make new tools. Alright. Okay. I guess. What am I clicking on here? Oh, okay, that's what that is. Alright. You can also control how many tools to make and put in the storage by setting a limit. If the building isn't producing goods because the limit has been hit, the limit icon will appear over the building. Okay. You can enable and disable work at a location by toggling the work button. Alright, you can also change the product that the blacksmith makes. Using logs, iron, and coal, the blacksmith can produce steel and tools less longer than iron. Alright. Tailor. During the winter months, town folks stay warm by occasionally returning to their heated homes. With a tailor, you can help the workers ward off the cold and stay outside longer by crafting better clothing. Tailor can use leather and wool or wool to make clothes, or a combination of both to make the best clothing. If you run out of the needed materials, the tailor won't be able to work. When this occurs, the following icon will appear over the building. Alright. Same thing with the herbalist. Herbalists will collect herbs from the surrounding forest and help the townsfolk stay healthy. The yellow circle on the ground around the building shows the area that the herbalist will search for herbs. Citizens need a variety of foods to stay healthy, such as meat, vegetables, fruits, and grains. If the town folks are not healthy, they will be prone to diseases. Herbs collected by the herbalist can be used to help keep the townsfolk healthy if their diet is poor. Herbs usually only grow near old trees. This is something to keep in mind when you place an herbalist building. So basically, don't forest around where you've got the herbalist building because they won't be able to collect the items. Alright, got that. Rather than constantly clearing areas of trees to produce firewood, the workers at the forester lodge will manage the forest for you. Oh. Workers will plant new trees and cut down old ones in an area around the building. The yellow circle on the ground around the forester lodge shows the area that the foresters will work in. Okay. You can enable or disable cutting trees. You can also plant. Enable and disable planting of trees. When the planting is disabled, no new saplings will be planted around the building. Foresters will also remove rock and other stuff. Alright. So by using these buildings, you can help make sure that citizens have tools, warm clothes for the winter, good health, and replenishable forests. Awesome. Alright, so that's this tutorial. Now we focus on food production. So that's good. I'm just going to get a sip of my drink here. And so, yeah, it feels very straightforward. I like that you have renewable stuff around you. I dig that, because it allows you to really build your town up. All right. Let's see. There are many ways to produce food for the citizens of your town. Hunting, fishing, and gathering can be used to harvest food from the environment, or you can clear the land and plant orchards, grow crops, raise livestock. Let's click on this, and we're going to click on this. We're going to select ourselves a pasture. Not to be confused with pastor, because religion comes later in this game. While the pasture is being built, you can place other buildings in the hunting cabin. Can be used to designate an area where hunters will search for wild game. Hunters need to either open fields or forests nearby to effectively hunt. Select the hunting cabin and set that shizit up. All right. So, oh yeah, because you got the deer right there. Okay, now we're going to have a gatherer's hut. So we have the hunter and the gatherer right there. Feels very natural to put those two together. Alright, and now we're going to place ourselves a crop field. Alright, now they're growing that. Get them some seeds. Oh. Alright, farmers can also work in an orchard that produces fruits and nuts. To place one, alright. What am I selecting here? Use a mouse, click one corner, highlight area, and then drag to the other. Oh, it's over here. I was looking at the wrong place. Alright. And to enable the growth of crops, first you'll have to select a type of seed to plant. You can acquire more seed types by trading with the merchants at a trading post. To select one of the crop types and use the seed button, and this, alright. We're going to, we're going to do potato. Alright. In the spring, the workers will plant seeds, and autumn will harvest the crops. Okay. After planting, the yield meter will show how mature the growing plants are. This can be used to determine how much food will be produced. You can disable or enable. Alright. Same thing over here, and we'll do apples. Okay, farmers will plant trees, and they will grow over time. It may take several years for the trees to produce fruit. Alright. Normally, the farmers will harvest fruit in the autumn, but you can direct them to harvest the fruit early by pressing the harvest button. You can cut down all the trees in the orchard for wood, or when you want to produce a different type of fruit. Cool. Alright, and I can disable work, and I can show the yield. Alright. Select the pasture. We're going to make sheep. And you'll also need to assign herdsmen to work this pasture. Without the herdsmen, the animals will not stay healthy enough to reproduce efficiently. If you want to move all the animals from the pasture into another pasture, you can press the empty button. To do this, you'll have to create another pasture that can hold all the animals. If you want to split the herd in order to increase the number of animals, you can press the split button. To do this, you have to have a space for another pasture that can hold the animals. Okay. You can disable the work by doing that. Alright, if there are too many animals in the pasture, the herdsman will slaughter them for meat. You can control how many animals are kept in the pasture by changing the value of this slider. This allows you to quickly gain meat for food if supply runs low. Alright. And since the hunting habit isn't complete, let's crank this to 10. Now it's complete. That was like 2 seconds. Hunters will search the area around the hunting cabin in search of wild game. In addition to providing meat, hunting deer can provide leather, which can be used by tailors to make clothes. Okay. You can disable all that. Any food producing location, you can control the maximum amount of food to produce. Once the amount of food in storage reaches the limit, the workers will cease working. Alright, and since the gatherer's hut isn't done yet, let that be building. Oh, there you go. Alright, same thing. Gatherers will search around for food. As long as they're forced, they can find it. Alright. So again, put them away from where you would have, like, you know, your general base, your general town. Each building that produces goods tracks how many resources produced each year. Okay. Current fish. Alright. The current season displays how many resources have been produced so far during the current year. The previous season displays. Alright. For comparison, as the population grows, you'll need to expand food production by keeping the citizens from starving. Producing a variety of food types will help keep citizens happy and healthy. Alright, now we're going to go on to the trade one, which is the final piece of the tutorial. It looks like, it does feel like there is a bit there to process, you know what I mean? Like, it seems very straightforward. At the same time, each of the different development types feel like, you know, your orchards, your pastures, they have roughly the same workflow. It's just remembering each one and micromanaging it to an extent of what you want. Although, you probably aren't going to have to, it's not going to be so rough, although it does feel a bit more complicated than what is in, let's say, like RimWorld, which is, I'm using that as another example because that's a game that's in alpha right now that's very similar in concept. So, alright, trading posts can be used to acquire new crop seeds, fruit seeds, and so, alright, cool. Once the trading post has been built, different types of merchants will periodically arrive to sell goods. Trading post has already been built for you. Click on the trading post to view details. Okay. A trading post needs to be built on a river or on a lake that connects to a large river running through the town. If it isn't, merchants won't be able to get their boats to the trading post. Before you can make a trade with a merchant, you'll need to stock the trading post with goods you wish to sell. Any resource that has been produced to the town can be traded. So that's cool. So this is where your real resource management is going to come into play, right? Like, there's no money in the game. There's no end goal in the game. It's going to be you basically building it how you want. Alright, okay. Since this town has more tools and coats than it currently needs, you can stock the trading post with these. Set the desired number of hide coats to 100 by using the up-down arrows. Alright, okay. And then iron tool, 120. Okay, and then what do you got here? The trading post needs workers, so 4 people. Alright, while the workers are moving the inventory, you can crank this bitch to 10. Okay. See, though, like, it's the downside to it is, like, you've got the window right here. It does kind of block a lot of it, but you are able to move in. You can see over here I had my crops built from before. Alright. So the crops are doing well, but the trees take more time. Okay, now that I've got more inventory, I can trade. This particular merchant is selling chickens. Once you buy the livestock, you can move to a pasture where the animals will reproduce and provide the town with food. Increase the number of chickens to 6 by using the up-down arrows. Alright. I want to buy 6. Okay, increase the number of iron tools and hide coats to trade until the total is enough to match the total cost of the chickens. So it's 400 for 6 chickens. Or is it 400 per chicken? Jesus. 160. Alright. Wow. That's a lot for chickens, but I guess that makes sense. Alright, trade on that. You can now see the chickens you bought in the fenced area attached to the trading post. If you have a pasture set up for chickens, I'll move into it. Since you've made a trade, the workers will start refilling the trade post inventory. If you always want to buy a certain item from a merchant without interacting with the trading post, you can set up an automatic purchase. That's cool. Alright, auto purchase to when merchant arrives. Oh, I can do that, I guess. The purchase mode determines, alright. You set the maximum number of items to purchase in several categories. The traders will buy items up to this amount as long as the trading post has enough inventory to cover the cost. If you've set more than one item, it'll be automatically purchased. You can change the priority of the items which to buy. First, I'm moving the categories up or down. Categories at the top of the list we purchase first. Normally, when a merchant comes to trade, they'll have a random assortment of goods, rather than relying on chance to acquire them, or rather than relying on chance to acquire the items you want. You can place custom orders with merchants. Click on the order tab. The order mode determines if an order is being placed or if it's a recurring order. The available items a merchant can bring when displayed. To place an order, click on the highlight. Click and highlight the items you want the merchant to bring during the next visit. That's cool. Merchants have limited space in their boats, so if you order too many items at once, they may not bring all of them. Items brought from a custom order will cost more than normal. Okay. Trade can be a great way to acquire items that the town is lacking or can't yet produce. This concludes the trade tutorial. Press quit to exit to the main menu. Alright. So that area of the resource management feels like it's going to probably be the most micromanagement in that regards. But it seems like fun. And so now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go start my town to get a feel for it, and then I'll come back and do some Let's Play videos. The R-Banished mode, or R-Banished subreddit, is actually going to be doing challenges, in which case you can create the different... Everyone can get the same map. It's all based on random generations of the seed types, I guess, or whatever. And so you can plug in a particular number and the variants, and then everyone can have the same map, and then it becomes a challenge to see how long you would survive over the course of 5 years, things like that. So that's going to be happening a lot. I will be doing a lot of those because those seem like a lot of fun, and of course I'll be trying to, you know, beat other people's scores and see how it plays out. But in the meantime, please check out the game. It's only 20 bucks. Shining Rock Software, you know, Google it. The link will be in the description. Check it out. My name, of course, is Mundane Matt, and thank you very much for tuning into this video. I will see you guys later.